What if someone told you you weren't allowed to buy another game on Steam until you beat every game you already own? My challenge is to beat every game in my Steam library before I buy another game. In the year 2012, the open-world action genre had already been established by titles like GTA and Mafia, so when Square Enix announced their own Sleeping Dogs set in Hong Kong, it wasn't a surprise to anyone. At this point, GTA 4 was a few years old, Saints Row the Third came out the year before, and GTA 5 was a few years away. The closest competitors in that genre that year were Far Cry 3 and Borderlands 2, but even those weren't the crime drama types of games that Sleeping Dogs was really going for, so it really was set apart from the others that year. But why didn't I play it at the time? Well, I was working at GameStop at the time, so I could have played it for free, but for some reason I just wasn't interested in it, despite hearing nothing but good things about it. I'm guessing I was just burnt out of the genre, having played GTA 1, 2, London, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas for hundreds of hours each. And yes, I played the top-down original GTA games on PlayStation 1 like crazy before GTA 3 came out. The only games from that year I remember playing were Hitman Absolution and Diablo 3. But how do I feel about Sleeping Dogs after finally playing it? Well, it's a masterpiece. The very first thing I noticed about the game was the voice acting. I was immediately impressed and recognized that what I was hearing, as well as the dialogue spoken, were well above the average for video games. And with good reason. They hired some really good voice actors for the game. The main guy, Will Yoon Lee, as well as Lucy Liu, who plays a side part, are both film actors, along with James Hong, who is in Kung Fu Panda, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and basically every old wise Asian man you've ever heard in a video game.
Thank you for releasing me. It was getting a little boring in there.
Even Emma Stone has a role as a side character as well. And the story? God, I miss the past. You're not going to believe this, but it's just a straightforward action movie plot about an undercover cop torn between the bonds of his criminal gang and his duty as an officer. At no point does it try to teach you any moral lessons about society. That's because this game was made 10 years ago, when today's writers who try to shoehorn these agendas into today's games were still getting bullied in high school. But yeah, nothing spectacular, but enough to keep you engaged, and the story was pretty memorable as well. Sometimes games are made on crappy engines and they still run like crap no matter how far technology comes. Thankfully, that's not the case with this game. But wait, I have to say, do not make the same mistake that I did. I bought this game a long time ago and the Definitive Edition had come out since. The Definitive Edition included a lot of DLC as well as an HD texture pack. I had none of that when I played this game, and it still looked amazing. But I can't help but feel as though I was missing out on something. It ran consistently over 100 FPS for me on a GTX 1080, so that HD texture pack would have been great. And I can tell you with confidence that this game is very well optimized. Which was especially great considering the amazing gameplay, especially the driving. If the game wasn't so optimized, I certainly wouldn't have been able to make full use of the tight controls at breakneck speeds while driving in this game. I have to say, this game probably has the most satisfying arcade driving of any open world game I've played. And the combat is absolutely amazing. They nailed it. If you're a fan of old kung fu action movies, and I am, this is the game for you. In fact, if anyone knows of any other indie games with a similar combat system, please let me know in the comments, because the melee combat in this game is so fun and addicting that I guarantee you will find yourself, as I did, driving down the street looking for clusters of red dots on the map. These indicate thugs asking for an ass beating, and you will be more than happy to grant their request. The gun combat is also decent, but a little too easy with its slow-motion John Woo style mechanic. Although the game is balanced by your player's health, meaning you can't really take many hits before you die. It's easy, but you gotta get it right the first time because, like I said, you can't take that many bullets. And listen, this game is so good that even the glitches are a masterpiece in this game. My favorite is the one where you slam someone against a car and the car goes flying. So what's the verdict? Well, it's pretty obvious what my opinion is. If you're in the mood for an old school GTA type game, definitely pick this up. And get the Definitive Edition so you can enjoy it in all its high resolution and wonderfully optimized glory. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I also post shorts all the time for that quick dopamine burst. And let me know what game I should play next. I'm thinking Spec Ops The Line or Kingdoms of Amalur. What do you think? Alright, take care. You know, thinking about it again, waiting this long might have been the best way to play it, because if I played this game back when it came out, it probably would have been on PS3, which I'm sure would have looked great and played alright, but I mean, I played it on a PS4 controller, so that would have been all the same, but playing it now let me experience it at 1440p at over 100 frames per second consistently, which wouldn't have been the case on PS3, so if you're like me, this may be the best time for you to experience it too, if you missed it like I did.